Hey guys, I'm just going to explain what runes are real quick in League of Legends. It shouldn't be too complicated. So basically you have so many runes. Like if you level 10, you might only have a couple unlocked or whatever. So you basically have four different types: marks, seals, glyphs, and quintessence. You only get one quintessence for per 10 levels. So one at 10, one at 20, one at level 20, and one at level 30. So 10, 20, 30. My level 30 is not unlocked because I'm only level 25. What you do is you go to the shop. You go to the shop over here, and you go to the shop and buy them over here. But most people say wait till you're level 30 or wait till you're close to level 30 and then start just buying tier 3. But there's a thing where you could melt 5 tier 1s to get a tier 2, or 5 tier 2s to get a tier 3. So you might not be wasting your money. And if you do buy tier 1s and tier 2s, make sure you buy multiples of 5. You don't have to do that, but I mean that way you won't be wasting your tier 1s and tier 2s, because eventually they're going to be worthless when you get to a higher rank. Okay, so you just buy them here. You buy marks. You can filter it out by marks, glyphs, quintessence. I mean, quintessence are actually, they're the best, and they're the most expensive. And you can only get 1, 2, or 3 of them max. And marks, there's really not much of a difference between them, but the main difference I noticed is marks seem to be a little bit better at attack damage. Quintessence are just overall are just totally better than everything, because you only get 1, 2, or 3 max quintessence, and they cost way more. This is tier 3, and tier 1s, I mean, they're not that expensive. So if you're like a noob, you might as well get one of these and see if it helps you out. And by the way, if you're just gonna buy a club, I recommend, just from my experience, I would get the critical chance, because that way you're gonna have higher than 0 critical chance. So you don't need to buy Brella's gloves or anything like that to have a critical critical chance. You get a critical strike chance. I have 2.33. So even if I don't buy anything, I'm basically gonna have a critical hit chance. So this is my full rune page. I actually had them mostly filled out, but I melted a couple to get tier 3s. Like, I melted a bunch of tier 1s to get this tier 2, 5 of them. Because I didn't know that you're not supposed to buy tier 1 and tier 2s, but you could if you buy, like I already said, but you're not really supposed to. That's what everyone's going to recommend. See, a lot of people fill up this one is the marks with attack damage things, especially for like guys like Master Yi and stuff, and felt this is a little bit better for ability power. And I figured something out. The scaling ability power, actually took out a calculator and did this. It's 0.7 per level. So you have a scaling at level 7, it breaks even. So level 18 is the highest you could go in the game. It's just the in-game level, not the actual level that your character that you all are. Like 1 to 30 is actually level 18 is the highest you could go in the game. At level 7, it breaks even. Higher than level 7, the scaling is better. At least for this one. For other ones, it might be different. And these seals, they seem like they're the weakest overall, because like the attack damage is lower, the ability power is lower. So you're like 1.8 at level 18, and the other one is 3.1 at level 18. But the best thing I could find here is basically this. They're the best for getting extra health. That's the only. I haven't really looked through it like thoroughly, but I noticed that it's 0.5% health. That makes you overall much stronger. It's the best overall HP one, other than the Quintessence, which is better overall than everything. So how do you set it up? I have this blank page to show you. All you do is you just drag and drop this, and you could customize them and name them, but I actually haven't named them because I just have a general rune page. And they're both basically the same thing, because it's just general for all my characters, because I don't really have enough IP right now, because I'm only level 25 to fill everything up. So if it's but you could customize it if you get a whole bunch of them. So I just basically get attack, defense, health, everything. So you basically grab them like you want a tier 3. You grab it anywhere to anything that's unlocked. This is locked, so I can't fill this up with a rune. This is locked. I mean, this is unlocked, this is unlocked. This one right here is locked. These two are locked, so you just drag them, and then just click save, and that's it. So you drag the seals to seals, glyphs to glyphs, quintessence, or on the quintessence to quintessence. And if you wanted to make like your guy all, a lot of people, some people just buy like all attack damage, and they're like using like Jax or like Warwick or something, and they just like fill them up. So it's that simple. And if you don't know where anything goes, you just drag it right to the middle, and it just automatically goes. You could just go like this real quick. So it's pretty simple. So, but the main thing that people don't know is this: you combine. You could either combine two to make a better one of the tier. So if you do 2 tier 2s, you're gonna get a better tier 2, a random better tier 2. If you do 5 tier 2s, you're gonna get a tier 3. If you do 5 tier 1s, you're gonna get a tier 2. So just like it says, 2 is gonna give you the same level, and sacrifice 5 to get one of the higher value. And let me go back and show you. This one I got from a bunch of tier 1s. I grinded a Quintessence. And oddly enough, if you're gonna be melting, don't buy Quintessence for tier 3s, because for some reason I got two, like out of all the things I melted, I had like 2 Quintessence out of like 6 melts, or like 3 of like 5 melts or something, which is abnormally high. So I mean, if you get more than 2 or 3 Quintessence, they're basically no good unless you have a separate customized page, and you're not going to have that until you get to like level 30, and you have a whole crap load of IP, and you don't want to waste your money because you want to be using your IP to buy champions and having more fun and enjoying the game. So I'm going to show you how to melt in a minute. Okay, to melt, all I have to do is, I'm keeping all my tier 3s, I'm not melting any tier 3s. So all I got to do is basically drag all my tier 1s and tier 2s. I already have all my tier 1s melted, by the way, out of both pages. So tier 2 out. Okay, got a couple tier 2 out. There's a couple more tier 2s, and you notice how the tier 3s are slightly brighter color. That's one way to find out which one's which. And they had to be out both pages, or all of the pages, before you could go to the rune combiner or the melter. So I'm going to drag these out and then come back in a minute. Okay, I'm just going to show you an example. So I'm going to melt my weakest tier 2s. So this one is just a health regen, which is kind of crappy. And this is 0.208 health, which is not, I don't know why they have dude in hundreds. But anyway. So anyway, I could combine these two to get a tier, a better tier 2, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do an example of combining 5. And I hit combine, and then I'd probably get like, I might get Quintessence or just like a more expensive tier 2. But I have 10 tier 2s right now, so I'm only going to do one of them, because I got to save them until I get more IP. So attack speed, critical damage. When you get a critical hit, it's going to make it a little bit stronger, which is not really a big deal. 0.55 armor. I might as well get rid of this. And physical damage. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of this one because I'm going to replace these all with 0.96s or something like that. So it's going to be random. I don't know what I'm going to get now. So I'm hoping for something good. So this will be a little bit of fun. This is actually kind of fun to do, but don't screw up when you're doing this. You're going to lose a lot of IP. So attack damage, which is eventually all going to get replaced. And it lags sometimes. Sometimes you have to click out and click back. I had to click out, and I don't know why you had to click out and click back sometimes. No, it lags sometimes. Now, let's see what I'm going to get. I'm going to get a random rune. Health at level 18. Okay, I got a scaling thing of health. And health, I think the seals are the best health ones, so yeah, it's gonna help me out a little bit. And so I'm just gonna fill out all my runes with tier 3s, and so I'm gonna drag that one I just got over here. This is a tier 3 I just bought, a scaling thing. I just bought it like before the video. So I didn't grind this one, so I'm just gonna drag it back because I need to fill it up with anything. Tag speed. And then I gotta buy more, so that's just how you grind, that's how you set it up. It's pretty simple.